Alright, folks, so last time we fought Tankman, and I think the next thing we have to do is just go straight to school. No, wait, no. That's right. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Obviously, the kid's right there, then we're not going to school unless she's intentionally playing sick, which doesn't happen in this game. I'm a fool. Once again. Second floor is where we gotta go, I believe. You look different. Nope. He's just here to provide flavor text. Oh, a new character. Hello. That's not generic NPCs, right? Well, they could be introducing more at this point in the game. Who knows? I'm sure he just had to go pee. It's fine. Shut up. She just wants to look cool. Welcome to video games. Oh, I thought we were gonna find out it tastes like butt. Okay, why do Navis have so much... Oh, right, because the conceit of the Battle Network games is really only flavor text at best. Oh yeah, Yamame is very, very weird in series as well. I don't know about loud, but okay. Alright, nerd, what's the deal? Oh no. We're gonna have to... Are we switching over to the minigame from Nier Automata? I was pretty bad at those. Alright, well, time to go on Pirate Bay and look for a crack. I'm sure that this is not a smart idea, but here we go. Are you sure about that? I tell you, a lot of people really do get very much the incorrect idea about this series. People who create fan works for it, I'm meaning specifically. Well, that's nice and easy. Excuse me. I'm a little tired today. It just sort of happens. And I get stuck on an old man. That also just happens sometimes. Thankfully, the location of the square is just right here in the middle of the university. There is some good design aspects to this, so I will never complain about those. You the nerd? No. Alright, you make links, but I don't want to spend money on that, because I don't have a ton, and there are things I want to buy. Unfortunately, this game is surprisingly bad about giving you money outside of a few specific little things that you can do. Is this the wrong place, or do we have to go check out a message board for this? Because there was a message board that was being built. Battle chat board. check out the add-on manager and see if see if anything here is any real use. This is just some more stuff telling us about program advances, which we've mentioned before. We've seen both of those already. Better consider them the last resort. Kind of. You don't want to have too much to rely on as a setup thing. So, yeah. Well, it doesn't seem like this is the place where we have to get information from, despite what we were told. So I guess we're going back home to go check the other square. Don't need to do anything at the chip shop yet. I don't have money for that second stun game, which is what I really want at the moment. I mean, I suppose I could go try fighting Tankman or Sakuya or like anybody else at this point and go get some cash, but we'll get there. Not too interested in this wallpaper. If it's Sage, Flash, saw him near City Area 3. Well, gotcha. So that's another little bit of runaround we have to do in the overworld. This is basically how Battle Network games go anyway. So let's break it up and get ourselves a quick fight here. Ooh, version 2. That's 800 HP. That is a noticeable amount, that's for sure. Come here. Of course I'm gonna draw Garbo here, so that's fine. We make do with what we have. Yeah, we get it. You think Shadow Man was cool. And, you know, he was alright. And I didn't dodge that very well. Fuck me. Heck, that wasn't very well done, that's for sure. Alright, well, the headwind ended. Ow. I knew this pretty badly. Get our Mega Halberd and You're trying to do this, are you? Yeah, that is... Oh, did I do this wrong? Yes, because those are Mega Ray Guns, not regular. Whoops! I went to autopilot there a bit. And we got a second Sakuya chip. Version 2 this time. So that is really nice. We're gonna end up building around those at some point. Oh boy, my slow gauge is an S. That's, that seems like the opposite of a combo, if you ask me. If you ask me. What's going on over here? Oh, Oh, what am I doing? I should just plunder this folder for good shit. I'm never gonna need to equip that. Spoiler alert, later on I absolutely probably will. Select the barrier instead as our standard here, as our regular chip. And let's do some of this. I don't want that shotgun one. That's pretty garbage. So I actually don't really know what's good to replace that with. My options are pretty bad. Like, I don't have a ton here. Let's do the Gigahawk. That is always going to be a good ship. Sort by ID, and we are good to go for the moment. I still want to buy that other stun game, because then I don't have to hop them between folders so much, but I suppose that can wait. Alright, you. Let's see what we can do against Tankman version 2. Well, first and foremost, we can draw complete and utter garbage. That's always fun. Wow, these hands are fucking terrible. Alright, so we're gonna actually add those 3. Yeah, that snaking shot is pretty easy to dodge. And again, with the garbage draws. This is kind of incredible. Also, yes, at some point I do fully intend to start ditching some of those attack plus 10s a little more for actually damaging things that don't need support to do damage. Jesus, I am having a terrible draw right now. Like, look at this. Do I have 3 of the Mega Halberd in here? Is that what's going on? I can cast the same PA multiple times in the same fight, right? That was a thing that was removed from certain later Battle Network games that were bad, so... we'll have to find out. Move, you chungus! You chungus. Listen to me using the words the kids use. And incorrectly at that. So I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't for that, we would have beaten this fight without taking a single hit. As soon as we end it, which we will, like, right here. Right, now don't fuck up. There we go. Yeah, see, version 2 Tankman is pretty easy. Once he hits version 3, though, the gloves really do come off, and that is just not a good time for anybody involved. Alright, so let's go up against Marissa here, who is still only version 1, because we haven't fought her at all. How about that? That will hopefully make our life a little bit easier. Alright, get in the back row, please. There we go. Get optimum damage out of that. Fuck out of here. Get paunched, nerd. 10 seconds. Alright, version 2 has 800 HP. That is not going to impress me a whole lot. That, however, is going to make me sad. Whoa! That was unexpected, to say the least. Alright, line up with me, or at least get out of the... There we go. Yes. Take that. Whoa! Fuck. That is a weird attack pattern that... It's the Twin Fang chip from Battle Network 4. Gag! Fucking Battle Network 4. Imagine actually liking that game. There are people who do, and I don't get it. At all. Whatever, we got something nice out of the deal. Can I equip more of those? Yes. So with all of this M, I probably should be, like, aiming more towards an M-coded folder. So, sort by code, what do I have? Well, I have medicine. I have enough space to use that, I think. Earthwave might be a little slow. Dust Bomb is crap. Firearm 1 is a little bit on the slow side, but is okay. It's also a break type attack, I think, so that may end up proving invaluable. Yeah. Excuse me. It's got that little cannonball symbol there, so it counts as a breaking attack, which is pretty handy. Now, what are we sitting at for Earth Waves? Probably more than we can carry. No, we should be able to do this. I have one more thing to toss out for that. I mean, I guess, but I think that's enough for now. That will do. We fought all of our friends' V2s. Let's go back to what we were doing. Oh, right. We were going to City Area 3, not over there. So, yeah. Virus missions. We could probably start on some of these pretty soon, but before I do that, I want to go and finish this part of the story, because it will make doing those quite a bit easier. That sounds like an undernet thing. Oh, we can get into a fight. I forgot this was here, that's for sure. Put up a barrier. Land stun. Look at that damage. Very impressive. And yes, you can see here, I don't know if it's been explained, but I believe it has, that a poison attack passing over a grass panel turns it into a poison panel. So if we haven't been informed of that before, well, there you go. There it is, in action. Now get out of here. Give me that S rank. Yeah, that was a very easy fight, actually. Medicine is kind of a joke. That said, I've never actually used her chip before, so like maybe that's not very good either. But we're gonna get a chance now. Oh, that's pretty solid. I like what I saw there. I'm not a big fan of that particular chip result compared to what I could be getting, but it is acceptable. Mostly. However, I definitely feel like I should be swapping that out for one of a higher tier, because I just got version 2. I don't think that counts for getting me fragments. No, it does not. So time stops don't give you that. Kind of a shame. Okay, so let's put this in. And now, real quick to show this off. Yes, you can only have 5 Navi chips in your folder at any given time. And also, it unselects what you were just selecting previously, so that's mildly irritating. But we improved the damage of our folder somewhat. And yes, that is true. There is a chip shop in Central City, and it doesn't have an amazing selection, but what it does have is very, very useful. I don't mind the money. I do not mind the money. It's not coming off of a boss, so whatever. I'm not going to complain. Sub-chips. Do I have a crack tool yet? No, I don't. I've never bothered to buy one, and I guess the number trader... If it has a code for it, I haven't seen it yet in-game. And I guess I don't know if it's, like, actually a thing that you can find out in-game. I assume that there is intended to be a little bit of, like, the actual Battle Network series where you could find them through other means. But, like, where? Would they just be posted on message boards that the creators happen to frequent? Would you have to go into the dev Discord? Would you have to buy them via their not Patreon and hope somebody leaks them if you're not willing to spend the money? Because if so, that's sleazy as hell. But we've already been over that. That's gone. Oh, I've already talked to that guy. This area is a little under-designed, and, like, landmarking is already kind of questionable, but here especially, with the fact that everything is just, like, cables and stuff. ESP search. Yeah, I have a bunch of those. Looking for a key.bat. That's the many children and complimentary books. Well, I know where that is. That'll be in the school. Honestly, there is a point where the riddles should just not even be bothered with because they're not very good. Let's take our 2K and let's go back to the school library. Or, it's in the AV room, basically, I think. Or PC room, rather. I think this is where it is, right? Yeah, it's connected to the library server. So let's go in here, let's get our key.bat. Hey, you. Well, this goon is going to send us some pretty mediocre enemies, really. I mean, if this is the best you have, then... I mean, I have a little bit of pity for you, sir. Oh, look at that, look at that. Nice. That wound up being perfect, and we get Ella Chain to C. That actually could combo pretty well. And we get an arrow fragment, and more importantly, we get our first Very first in the game, style change, and that is not what I was expecting to get. Heat Fighter style. Fights well without having to rely on chips, doubles your buster power, and your charge shot turns into a fighter punch. Pushes enemies in its path. Will take double damage from aqua and earth attacks. That's kind of nice. That's not the one I was expecting to get. Oh, we got an email without a notification other than some noises from the Nether server, telling us some information about how to get heat style. Use the buster, use breaking chips. Doubles your buster power, increases the damage of non-elemental chips by 10, which is tremendous. And we get a 2-panel punch. That's actually pretty good. Back in the original Battle Network games, it was a single-tile punch and was pretty worthless when you gained that for stuff like Gut Soul. But in this game, they managed to beef it up a little bit. And it is a lot better having that 2 range instead of 1. Gotcha. Well, Central City Game Center. Oh, we're gonna go and show off. And yeah, this is the thing where the style changes get absolutely busted, is that in this game, they're basically kind of like the crosses in 6, where you can just switch them in battle at any moment. And you don't even have a thing where if you take an attack you're weak to as a certain cross/style, you would lose access to it. Instead, you can just have that equipped for the entire time and just switch up at the drop of a hat. And we're going to unlock... Excuse me. We are eventually going to unlock a style that is completely busted, and we are going to have it as our primary the entire game. Assuming that we actually get it, which we should. Well, I'm surprised we didn't get it right away because of how I usually play. Maybe I used the buster too much while I was in the middle of turns. Nice 1500 Zenny blue mystery data there. Okay, so here we've got some electric floors that... I believe the way these work is that when the flashing goes off, the anything that's on top of them gets stunned. So basically avoid letting that happen to you. I don't think you take damage, but that's an easy way to get comboed, is getting hit by those. And as a result, we're not really going to even attempt to use it most of the time, because it will probably just fail for us quite a bit. Yeah, look at this robot. It's quite a robot. Just like in the original Mega Man series, the intent anyway. Yep, there's a lot of statues we can jack into in this game, so let's go ahead and let's have a look in the old Border Concern President's statue here. The Great Man statue. Well, unfortunately he's dead, so that's not going to have much of an effect. Yay, we got a crack tool. And 3K. That... We're getting a nice little nest egg, which is good because there's going to be stuff we want to buy. See if we can get some enemies to show up here. And we can eventually. That is pretty great. Less pretty great is the rest of this hand. And yes, you can see that the sand panels, like, really do gum you up for a good long period of time when you're, when you use them. But also, wind gets rid of them, which is amazing. Makes our lives tremendously easier. And all we got out of that was money. That's okay. And yeah, I am pretty much going to try to show off at least one fight in every area. Just because most of them will probably be fairly typical. Yeah, that's how we all feel about game development, but it will never happen. It's a pretty funny looking recycling can there. With its two holes, kind of looks like it's got a snout. I remember phone booths. I don't remember them being made entirely out of glass or some other transparent. Although I guess, yeah, but like usually they'd have framework and stuff. So this guy won't let us enter the Border Concern Network, so that's a shame. One of these days we'll have to steal someone's ID or something to get in there. Problems for the Phoenix Alliance, say. Phoenix Right Alliance? No, that would be a little strange. Let's check out this car. I feel like this is a place that I didn't go into in my original playthrough. That's an alright reward. Our code is not hugely amazing, but it's usable. And we got some hole snakes. We got a flower tank, which we've never seen before. And which we're not going to see what it does this time. Okay, we kind of do. It fires arcing shots that target us and, well, often miss. They explode. They crack panels. They're kind of obnoxious. And the seed cannon is basically... It's basically the tank cannon attack from Battle Network 5 and 6, but grass elements. Or wood element, or whatever you want to call it. Aw, someone broke the jack import. They broke our Wookiee. What's going on in the downtown chip shop here? Pocket change? I think I got these. Yeah. Only carry attacking chips. And more importantly, there's another gimmick going on here. Everything is asterisk code. This is extremely useful, as you can probably guess. Ooh, that's pretty expensive for that. Let's pick up one of these. We can actually just buy as much as we want of any of these, but I'm not gonna overdo it as a general rule. Any of these others? Well, I think that using 2 asterisks to attempt to use the Mega Ray Gun EA will fail. So we're going to pass on picking up more of those. But I am going to pick up one of those. And a couple of these. And I think we're good for the moment. In here that's worth swapping out. I'm actually going to swap the Aura Sword for the shotgun, just by virtue of having increased reach is pretty nice. Didn't mean to do that. And yeah, that's where we get one of the codes. Is that one that we entered? Because I saw that only 3 zeros. That didn't look right. Okay, no, it is. I have a separate little document of those up that I can check out. See what's going on here. Oh, the flickering effects. Oh, I feel your pain, buddy. Ice cream vending machine. Yeah, it's a large ice cream vending machine. Everyone else having a bit of a thing. Alright, so we can check the other end there. Which we'll do after we're finished jacking into everything around here. Which sounds a little worse than I intended it to, but, well. And here's a purple. Let's see what we get. 35,000. Very nice. That should keep us in business for a little time. Oh, you'll accept chocolate coins too? Wow. That's some generosity. Unfortunately, we don't have another crack tool to pop that open. I would not be surprised if that one was actually a dud. Like, just a little bit of an amusing thing, I guess. So you'd still get an overall net gain from being in that machine, but not by a ton in that case. It would certainly be less. Ooh, hey, free regular memory. Ah, arcade games. They're certainly something. Well, good job, buddy. Can't jack in there. Let's have a quick duel, I guess. Oh. Look at these people with their hairdo that I can't remember the name of. Their pompadour. That's right, it's Josuke's hair, which looks like the bottom of a shoe. What the fuck did you just say about my hair? That is absolutely not a Josuke voice, but I admit to not trying a whole lot. Oh, who's this guy? Actually, no, that's a serious question. He looks like he's from some other series. Niku Tsubaki. He sounds familiar, but again, not 100% offhand, and just looks a lot like somebody else, but it could just be me. And his Nevi Spanner Man, who's pretty chunky. Look at that big guy. Well, you kind of can't because of the flickering, which would probably hurt your eyes. And you can only get so much out of that anyway. Alright. Let's do this. 390 damage. And he's going to start just bleeding health pretty heavily. And I'm going to fuck up using my chip there. Dang it. Alright. That's better. But of course, it'd be a little hard to screw that one up. Alright, line up, please. Yeah, this guy is causing me a little bit of an issue. And I'm kind of drawing garbage right now as well, so... Top of that, just, I guess, remember to dodge to the side. Can this fucking wind gust end, please? There we go. Alright, now you're gonna have to just do things the regular way, and I'm going to, again, draw shit. Alright, provided his wind stays off, I can definitely outdo this guy. And especially if I draw a Mega Halberd and he's stuck on the poison forever. That was not terribly amazing, but yeah, you can get a better look now that Spannerman here is pretty wide. Got a gigantic wrench. And oh, look, somebody showed up. To interrupt things. Racing, apparently. Who's basically Chode, aka Chode from the main Battle Network series, but even a bigger Chode. Not allowed to open fire indoors. Jeez. You have a problem. They're just like punk kids. Come on. The fact that you're rationalizing shooting at them is a little bit over the top. And you have a fucking armored core out here. Are you kidding me? They could be terrorists. They're too stupid for that, okay? Come off it. This is like how an American handles things, I'm pretty sure. This is definitely the American cop of the group. Especially with that kind of military hardware. The G7 Curtis. Oh, they changed her surname, but there's sort of a reason for that. Oh, don't worry about it. It's totally normal to... It's just a normal thing that people ask each other. So I guess we can go back and be done for the day, but there's also some other stuff we can do around here. First of all, this underpass is open. Earlier it was closed, so they were just like, hey, yeah, you've got to pass by and probably not really pay a whole lot of attention to the existence of, well, me forgetting how to operate the train menu properly, but also pay very little attention to the existence of border concern, even though it is sort of a plot important thing. And I'm going back downstairs. I'm going to go in here. Let's do some side stuff. Let's do some side quests. Let's get some money. Let's get some more power-ups. Maybe buy a few sub-chips. You know, we'll figure out where the day takes us here. Now that's the battle chat board. Is shopkeeper? Yes. Alright, so let's get our health going. We can buy some more barriers. I'm pretty good with what I have on those for now, though. For, like, everything in that shop. Sub-chips, what do you got? Open port. Increase the counter rate. Full energy. Firewall. I actually want to grab a couple of these. And this is where we can start taking these. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get what I was hoping for to really get rolling on the virus missions, but we can probably start on those pretty soon. For now, let's check the request board. Let's see what we can do here. Data delivery. All right. So let's take that and have some issues. All right, I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my room is heating up quite significantly in the evening here, so I had to go turn the fan on. And yes, it's like actually winter weather now, so that is definitely as weird of an idea as it sounds, but I imagine that it would probably be less of a problem if I didn't have my PC on all the time. And this chair is pretty crappy. It might be making some noise. Alright, so we just take this down to the square and get a free reward, I believe. Before we do that, I'm doing a quick scan to make sure, do we have access to the debug stuff yet? I don't think we do. We just have the spare room over here with these chodes who are kind of useless. Here. I know we can access it before the end of the game, is all I know for sure. Because I did, and I fought the second to last boss in there, and he was stupidly easy. Let's see. Main internet. Let's go to the square for now. That's the wrong person to talk to. It'll be you, right? Yep. There we go. Free reg up 2. That's the request board again. Creepy Navi. Main plaza of Genso area 2, so that's really easy to get to. And yeah, we're not doing that just yet. There's some we could definitely take on in our current condition, but I would certainly rather have a little more, City Area 2 is where we need to go to fight this asshole. Alright. This might actually be kind of tough because a lot of these fights can get pretty rough from the special missions. And yes, here we are fighting different enemies in this area because we can encounter Cerno here, so we're getting ice-themed enemies. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that this is a thing that can come up. And yeah, if you flub it a little, there is a little leeway to get multiple deletes. Another thing that I don't know if I've mentioned, but has probably come up just by accident at this point. Right, this guy is the net agent fella, so as much as I'm wont to be like, hey, this guy looks like a douchebag, I don't think this guy's actually a douchebag this time. Are you? Yeah, you're just a net agent. You're nobody. You're lucky they let you do anything other than be a coffee boy. Okay, so here we get the shady guy and his 2 garbage viruses. Oh, why was I worried? Let's have this nice little opening offer here. Barrier up. Oh, this guy is using break shots. That's kind of unfortunate, actually, but alright, move back. Fine, don't move back, I guess. No, sir, I don't like it. Go invisible. Alright, line up with me, come on. Cut the crap. I want my free real estate. Well, that fella's toast, and yeah, there's the us just walking through the void to get to the unlocker thing. Aw, damn, I was hoping for asterisk, but that's okay. What can you do sometimes? Hey, nice. I'm glad I only bought one of those. On the other hand, maybe buying one was even too many, but what can you do? What can you do? We'll actually get rid of that venom shot for the time being because medicine is doing good work just covering the field in ice for us. Excuse me. Need bug frags. Okay. We have 100 of those, so... Air Purifier Comp at Genso University. Alright, are you gonna tell me which section of it? Office. Okay, so that's gonna be floor 2 in that back room, jacking into the plant. I believe. That is my current assumption, at least. And no, leave doesn't make you leave the university, so... yeah. Alright, let's go into this weird plant arrangement here, and let's do the thing. Trying to get annoyed thinking about this place again because, wow, this level was kind of a pain in the butt. As we get a couple of garbage enemies here. Yep. Oh, did she suck in the poison panels from my own area? That's pretty nice. That has strong implications. That, however, was just me being bad. Okay, give me your 10 rank because I took so long from overmashing. Bronzers and poison lilies. Both enemies that well, the poison lilies are okay. The bronzers can just absolutely get bumped like stumps. I should probably remember to be using the firearm to deal with them because that pierces through defense. Alternately, the silver knife will deal with it, but they're not going to get in range for that. Come on. And they're sure as hell not going to spawn in range. I mean, what's wrong with you? Try doing something a little interesting here, I think. As I do not believe I've noted before, yes, the wind will remove auras. Alright, walk up. There you go. You're dead. You're dead, Burns. You're dead. Just time out already. Roll over. Get dead. Do it. And we'll just sit here waiting for another turn. Yep. I'll continue to take that free junk game if you feel like giving it. And indeed, it appears that it does, so... yeah. Yeah. We'll just toast this thing entirely. Hey, you. Ready, set, get fucked. Unfortunately, that doesn't count as a counter because the timing on that is pretty tight. Because of the long windup that they have. You... no, I assume that the mark is all the way at the back of the computer. Because, of course, right? That only stands to reason. Not a very good reason, but a reason nonetheless. Have I ever mentioned how much I really don't like these things? Because it's a lot! Alright. Open your big stupid craw, you asshole. Come on. Where are you? Is this not the one? Office. Yeah, this has to be the place, right? It does say University Office very specifically. And this is the air purifier, so is it a program that I've neglected to talk to? Oh, no, he's right over here. I'm pretty stupid. Alright. And there we go. We get a nice 10 regular memory, which is pretty huge. We've got 22 now. We can do some pretty decent things with that, I believe. We can mark a lance as a starting chip. That's pretty solid. 4 swords, area grabs. Obviously, it's going to be like until the end of the game before we can have full cust as our thing. We're just short of being able to mark Marissa as our regular chip. That is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Dear God, Allan is still streaming? Wow. I'm amazed. Bet I'm gonna be done before he is. Right. Right, sparring partner. Bench comp and Genso Park. Alright, so this request will basically get you killed. Don't do it. Honey in the Fountain comp. Let's take that and see what we can do about it, because it may be pretty tough going at this point, but also I don't think we investigated the Fountain computer, so let's go in here, let's do this. Alright, he's got 600 HP. That might not be too big of an issue? Question mark? We'll see. Barrier. Oh, he's got babby weapons. Come on, buddy. You've got fast attack animations, but that's all you have going for you at the moment, Chieftain. And even that is not impressive. I've seen better, I expect better. I don't expect anything, actually. Come on. Come on! Come on! Do this. If the iframes wear off. And that was pretty simple, so... Earth where the rest is born. So... This is in the park, I believe? Back home? Wait, did we explore this area? We should check it to make sure that we didn't miss any items. Yeah, there we go. There's some money. Well, that's part of your debt paid off right away, kid. And here we've got a pretty simple enemy that we can just obliterate pretty easily here. Get fucked. Gold arrow 2 in I code. Again, that'll be useful at some point, so don't worry. Hey, we can now have Marissa as our regular chip. Okay, so let's go over here, save, and just dig in this sandbox and see what happens. That's some pretty gray sand. That's probably just pure dirt. Extremely hard dirt. Oh, don't worry. Filling the hole is a lot easier than digging the hole, I think. I feel like that's a bad idea. Yeah, I told you. Ooh, we've got some potentially pretty tough enemies on our hands here. These things do a lot of damage, and they attack very fast, as you can see. Although there's a quick glimpse of the punch. And we have to hopefully get my folder to give me something useful, please. I feel like luck in terms of chip draws is just abysmal in this game. Oh, don't want to get hit. We don't even have our barrier right now, do we? Fuck. Don't like it. No, sir. Ooh, that was not actually too bad, actually? Yeah, let me just say actually twice in a row. And we teleport back over here for some reason. That's kind of odd, but alright. I remember those enemies being a lot harder. Do a quick save here. Cyber Pickles from 19. Jeez. Ah, okay, it's the oldest pickle that could possibly exist. Gotcha. Well, that was strange. Well, because you were. Sorry, kid, but you don't actually get to be the protagonist this time. Your name is not on the game title. Although that was true of Lan as well, and yet here we are. Alright, so let's look into this sparring partner one here. I don't know how easy or hard this will be, but yes, that also tells us that we can go jack into the bench at home. Save before we do this. I could probably have saved in there, but, welp. Gotta ask, by the way, since these areas aren't really connected to anything... Oh, hey, we got a boost to our add-on manager. Since these areas aren't truly connected to anything, how do these navis keep getting in here? Do they just, like... Is there just a pile of pets that are, you know, currently not being used, just sitting around in front of various objects in the city? That would be really weird. So the cross sword is that attack that we saw earlier from the guy in the story battle who was shockingly hard. It's basically just step cross, but you don't jump forward. I'm not particularly ready, but I will give it a shot, Klein. And see what you've got on the go for us, buddy. Well, you've got walking into my, my thing. And doing a lot of fire blasts here. It definitely seems like the enemy is at least smart enough to just walk into where your area grab would be on turn 1, which is definitely somewhat of a problem. And he converted my poison away. What a fucker. Don't jump into it. Okay. Bring him in. God, that charge is so slow. Didn't even get to give him a proper fisting. That's a shame. Ow. Well, that's fine, though. We won for our troubles, so... Yes, you're going to need something else for that. And we got us a Core Plus, so we've got a nice chunk of space on our add-ons here, so... do we have space for the our Star Shield? Yes, let's put that on. And we'll have some fun with that, I suppose. So for the time being, the only other thing there is to do aside from jump to the next scenario would be virus fights, and the high-level virus fights, and I don't feel equipped to deal with that right now. So I'm going to do one last scan of the shops and see if I can grab myself a couple of crack tools and then hop to the next scenario, I guess. Or, you know, get in bed. Next part of the story. Grab some of these. Alright. We have all the HP memories from here. Only the other shop might have more. Make sure that I have enough antiviruses. Because those are pretty good. Go down here. Okay, you've got HP memories for me to buy. There's a little bit of money. Okay. Alright, let's proceed with the storyline. Alright, so let's just head over to class and get on with things from there. But first, let's check out this fire hydrant, because there is an item in here that we can get with the unlocker. Crack tool. I'm gonna keep getting that wrong constantly. Oh, that's good. That is amazing. Good old, one of these. I shouldn't even bother putting another utility chip in that. Go to class. Starting class. That does kind of imply that you are late, but I digress. 2 transfer students in one day. Wow. As they just phase through the door. Oh boy, look who it is! It's Tsubaki for some reason. Telling us about a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter too much. And oh, this troublemaker. Tenshi Hinanai from the, who's an actual Toho, so yay, there's that at least. Yep, we're going through, there is a reasonable point to this, so like, it makes sense and all. And we get a little bit of discussion about virus taming, which is a thing that we'll be investigating. I will probably actually try doing that in this playthrough because I've never done it before. Yeah, I know. It's almost like it's contrived. Oh boy, this is totally what middle schoolers are like, everybody. Oh wait. And Ian, who was I to know? I didn't have friends in middle school. I barely had friends ever. And of course, these two are idiots. Sure are. Alright, well, let's get away from these nerds and find out about this information. Alright, time to go back to the back of city area. Again. Because that's just how these games are designed. To be slightly repetitive. Doing a routine check. Because as soon as it becomes available, I'm going to fart around with it. Because honestly, why not? I've been opening up some of the boss fights a lot earlier than I should be. So at this point, I will do stupid things whenever I damn well please. And yeah, it is true that I could be getting here much faster from somewhere on the main world. But I am also looking for, well, first of all, that I should open past cubes, and second of all, for purple mystery datas that I have missed. Oh, baby, a triple. That felt good. Oh, do I not have Rika's P-code yet? That's strange. I could have sworn I had it much sooner than that, and that is spoiling something in the plot. I feel like some air quotes should be involved there. Alright, Junks and a pinball. This should be quite easy. $150 Zenny. Nice. I'll take the cash, though. I, again, do not mind. Here we go. For a second, I thought this was behind a skull door last time I saw it, but nope. It's the free reg up 2. Yeah. Chip I don't need, but I can just shove those in the chip trader at some point. When I remember. And we get this stupid formation that is not very well designed. I don't know why this is in the game, really. Come here, buddy. I was hoping to time that, but no such luck. That's okay, though. Sit here and wait. Look at those gloriously MS Paint looking frames in that tornado. And get in a position and open fire. This encounter is free. Shotgun 1, asterisk. That's actually decent. Although it's only 60 damage, I don't really want to do that. And it doesn't really hit multiple enemies very easily, so again, very much not going to bother. And do we get another one? No, we get one in S. Come on, game. You're being mean with that. You're memeing. That's not what I meant to... That's not what it sounded like at all. And... here we go. We got us a V3 boss. We got Cerno V3 ready to go. Alright, barrier. She's pulling out quite a bit here. Trying real hard to do some good damage. That counter is amazing, and so is that 400 damage. Oh, right. I have a shield on my R button until the custom screen comes up. Amazing that I chose that, and then I'm just like, I forgot about this entirely. That reflects so well on me as a player of any video game. And this is a big reason why I want more styles, is that way I can beat other elements that are hopefully not weak to water. Because otherwise it may present a bit of an issue. Alright, 280 damage. That's nice. These draws? Trash, but... you know. Damn it! I was hoping she'd stay in the middle row, but no. Not allowed to have nice things. That works. Max gauge, just skip. Skip. Having an issue there. That counter was pretty great. And I guess we'll finish this off with the PA because we're not allowed to get them earlier. Takes 620 damage. That's totally unnecessary, but whatever. And we get a V2 out of it. That's not bad. Considering our position, that's okay. We did pretty good at that fight. Fuck you and your teleporting. That is one complaint that I will make about this game, is that too many enemies move around by just teleporting places. Instead of, like, having regular movement patterns the way they do in, like, any Battle Network game after Battle Network 1. And even in Battle Network 1, there were quite a few that had nice, smooth movements. And then this game is just like, nah, everything's going to teleport randomly just to make fights more complicated until later in the game where they don't, for some reason. You know, not a game designer, but that can get kind of annoying. Get out of here. I want my goddamn style change. So this is the area, but I think this area has Medicine V3 wandering around, maybe? Maybe. I don't know for sure. We will see. Excuse me. Sits here for a moment. And that'll solve everything. That'll fix that thing's hash. Yeah, you don't change your dialogue and you don't move for some reason. $300 Zenny. Poison Lily, and a Ray Cannon. Give me the easy stuff. Asterisk? No. Fuck you two. Hey. Got better, went back to A and square. Okay. Bottom right part of this area. Of course. Nothing is ever that straightforward. Shadow Body asterisk. Ugh. A big letdown of a chip. For those of you who remember the old Battle Network games, the Shadow Chips made you immune to everything but swords and replaced your charge attack with a 80 damage step sword type of attack. In this game, they don't do that. They don't make you immune to non-sword attacks, and they just make your chips make you jump too forward before you use them. There are uses to it, but it really does kind of suck. It's pretty awful. Oh geez, that noise. Hi, Allan. I was not expecting anything anytime soon. How's it going there, Plasticman? How did your getting banned from Twitch go? Anyone who's not watching this from Allan's raid here, he was playing a game called Omega Labyrinth, I believe. And, yeah, it's, well, shockingly lewd. Like, it's, yeah, exactly. Everybody is putting it out very, it's upsetting, Allan says. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, I do personally admit that, yeah, I'm definitely into things that are not necessarily 100% appropriate for mixed company, as it were. But I would get so sheepish, you know, in engaging with that on stream. So, yeah, I can just imagine that being a bit of a nightmare for you. It also kind of looked like not really interesting as a game, you know? I've been trying to get rid of mine for a while, Lears. I was gonna say you know that, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that weird joke is, it's a weird joke. Anyway, this area is a little harder on the eyes, but has a little more design stuff going on around here. It was fun, says JJ. I would imagine in some respects, at least. And we've got a couple of new enemies in this area. One of which we've seen already, but this Axe Hawk is completely new. It warps around, and this gun hopper jumps over our attacks because I'm really bad at this. And it's grass type, so it heals on the grass panels. Nice. Real... Fuck you, dude! Seriously? Like, I know that it's not how that happened, but it just pretty much just precogged me. Just perfect tech. Anyway, this is an area where I should actually have my antivirus on because, well, first of all, it lasts until I jack out. But second of all, enemies can appear out of the green mystery datas occasionally here. So, where was I? Yeah, these Jagoffs, they basically just teleport around a lot because everything in this game does. But depending on where they start attacking you from, usually from the outside, they'll do that. They'll just loop around the entire arena, and it's kind of like the tomahawk attacks that we get from these birds. Yep. That is M code. Only 60 damage compared to the one that we have in the folder. but still a pretty nice piece of equipment. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get lost as hell in this place. It is actually very good considering, you know, fan game and everything. A lot of work was put into this. There's a couple of graphics that are janky, like you can tell that these tiles are absolutely not good looking. But aside from that, the gameplay is very good. It plays like you would expect a Battle Network game to play. Do we have to deal with virus ghosts? Eventually, yeah, they will show up, and they will be mildly irritating, because they just regenerate no matter what the field is like, so you gotta deal with them. You gotta deal with them quickly, basically. But we'll see those when we see them. So, yeah, the basic gameplay of Battle Network is very extremely well... words are hard right now, everybody. It is very well emulated, as it were. It's a pretty good... I almost said source port. That's not correct. It's a pretty good sort of engine clone type of idea. And the writing can often be pretty terrible, but, you know, Battle Network was not without its god-awful writing either. So, I can only say so much about that. Heck. Alright, well, this fellow moved right into place for me to take it out immediately. Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing that'll happen, just... And some of the boss ghosts are in slightly awkward places. In this game, they're mostly out of the way enough to not be too hard. Like, they're often little branches where you wouldn't accidentally stumble into them the way Cutman was. And that guy's warning us about wanting antivirus. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. And, like, God help you if you run into fucking Quickman, who is, well... He's Quickman. And Quickman in any Mega Man game is just gonna be a bit of a pain in the boot. Pain in the butte. Do we get shot in there? No, we don't. Damn. As long as those gun hoppers are off of the ground at all, they just kinda don't care. But well, I'm probably gonna cut it at like 10 if I did my math right. Yeah, same length of stream as usual. So yeah, I just decided to push it back an hour because, you know, the usual reasons. This guy thinks we're slightly tough, and we're doing okay at this point in the game. We're doing alright for ourselves. We're occasionally drawing chips that let us one-shot entire battles. It's all good. And yeah, I did log off of Gator World for reasons of... It was nighttime, and that was just a very not great time for me because I kept getting killed. So I was like, I should probably wait this out. And also, I then looked at the clock, and it's like, oh, 7 o'clock. Allan has pushed his stream back an hour, so I will do the same. Just need to bed down. Good point. I guess we never did get around to building beds. We also were having issues finding sheep, though, so, yes. That is perhaps understandable. Oh, this enemy grouping is, like, really tough because they tend to clump. So a lot of my usual ways of dealing with things are slightly weakened, to say the least. That big old purple spark will still do the job, though. And another bronze napalm. Who cares? We've got like a million of those, probably even in that same code. I'm gonna guess that little spot over there that I just walked into and walked out of is where a boss ghost shows up. Just sit here, mash A a little bit, and do that. Do I have... Yes. Thank fucking Christ. 2 turns in, like, less than 2 seconds. Well, less than 2 seconds of in-game timer. Obviously, out of game, that was a lot longer because of all the time freezes and everything, but, you know... This person sells add-ons. Area hold. Number of rows enemy can seal decreases by 1. Could be useful against certain fights. That is super situational, though. That would kind of rule if you were against a human opponent, though, but I don't really know that you actually can net battle human opponents in this game. So, yes. My garden destroys... Destroy objects when battle starts. I'm going to pick this up for a very limited use. Alright, start barrier. Start battle with barrier. I don't really need that. Damage Ghost. Invincibility from taking damage lasts longer. It's usable. Bold Charge. Won't lose Buster Charge when a chip is used. I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. And a custom plus in yellow, or rather orange, really. The color naming is slightly off, but that is not a translation issue, so meh. Maybe it is. I'm wont to believe that it is not, however. And we've got some enemies over here called Baldies. Bust out our Mega Halberd and just deal with the front line there. And not actually be able to do that. Well, that whole little adventure there was quite silly. Not much can be done sometimes, but you know, whatever. Right, metal napalm, that is the enhanced version of bronze napalm. I guess bronze doesn't count as a metal anymore. Everybody update your charts. Oh, I talked to you already. Yeah, this area is not very easy to navigate, and here we go. Here are some ghosts. Not the Navi ghost kind, but they are indeed ghosts. That quad damage from fire will do us nicely for dealing with that enemy. That turned out pretty good. 2 grand, very nice. Hit snake. Yeah, this is pretty much fairly generic set of enemies here. Although who knows what we're gonna actually be able to hit. I do enjoy the animation of that spinning attack. That's pretty great. Coin. Biospray 2. That's probably never going to be used by us. Maybe it will. I guess I should, like, show more things off at some point, and that will end up being a thing we do. Very early on, when I like, years ago when I first started doing this and I knew a lot worse people than I do now, I very much had this idea of, like, I'm going to try and show a lot of stuff off for a lot of these games that I play, whether it was on stream or YouTube or whatever I was going to do at the time, which my plans have changed at various points because of various reasons. So, I guess I was inspired by Brian and or Allan, possibly Roundy. Definitely a lot of the LPers that I knew were fairly thorough. And often felt really unapproachable to me, and then I actually started talking to Brian and Roundy and Allan, and it's like, oh wow. Human beings are humans. Yes, human beings are humans. I'm going to need you to never mention that I just strung those words together in that format, because, wow. As Allan is immediately writing up a quote ad, I'm sure. Or somebody is clipping it. Either way. A genuine bad influence on people. That's what you say now. I mean, an influence for sure. Alright, you gotta head off later, Fire Drake. Have a good one. So what you're saying is that every time that he swears in one of those LPs, he's just absolutely cursing you out, right? Oh, Lears, I 100% believe that, actually. Alright, so this guy is basically telling us to go to 4chan to learn about things. Yeah, there was this phase in the middle of Brian's career where he was very not swear-ish. Like, obviously very early on, the man cussed like a professional. But after a point, he did, like, calm down and swear less and was like, well, I want to try to be a little more friendly to multiple types of audiences, and, you know. That didn't last. I would tell Allan to play Dota with us again, but no, you probably shouldn't do that. It's bad for your health. Although the last time I played, I was fairly good at, like, Grimstroke and a couple of the other characters. Mostly the ones who blow shit up. Like, Shadow Shaman. I was pretty fucking sickening as Shadow Shaman. And also, Leshrac I was really good at. Couple of other characters. Mostly I just pissed my teammate off when I played my main, though, so... Oh yeah, Huskar. Huskar is hilarious. Like, Huskar is so stupid and really hard to pull off on certain levels just by virtue of, like, balancing that is not easy to do. Zeus, I admit, I've never really been a big fan of Zeus, but he's alright, and he's been getting better. They have been doing a lot of things to try and make casting characters a little better further on in the game. Because, of course, Zeus will just blow out a game early on, but when they don't have that kind of scaling, he ends up just kind of wasting mid, basically. Because it's like, oh, well, my right clicks are very slow. I don't do any damage with them. My mana regen is balls. I can snipe a kill out of nowhere, and that's always fun, but... like, you basically have to have good timing with it and stay on the fringes of fights, which kind of makes you good bait. He's very tough to do in that regard. And we got ourselves a new style. The style changes come up pretty early, pretty fast. Ooh, this is not what I was expecting. Poison Wing style. Specializes in ignoring special terrain, which is pretty fucking awesome. So, we basically have float shoes by default. We are poison element, so we basically are doubly immune to poison. We can't be pushed around by the wind. That is pretty sweet. Press A to make an evasive maneuver. I don't know how that works, because I've actually never used it. Our charge shot becomes an 8-hit tornado 2 panels away. It is strong as hell. We also take double damage from fire and electric, but it is what it is. It's definitely not... we are definitely not a Pokemon right now. Okay, move on to elemental panels. Use panel changing chips. Use panel cracking chips. That, of course, is just going to come up a lot because I very much play very heavily dealing with poison, because most poison enemies in this game are pretty weak. In fact, we did kind of just step all over Medicine V2 earlier, and poison is a very strong attacking element in general, so yes, that's like something that's going to push it further a little bit. And if you move on to element panels, well, here everything is grass, so let me tell you, making that sound was shockingly not pleasant. My throat's just going, fuck you, dude! Okay, so this way is going to be to the undernet, so let's finish scoping out the zone a little bit first. Some fucking bleak levels of laugh. Nice. I may have to actually, like, just clip that out as a soundbite later on, then. Oh my god. That sound is so good. Oh, that was foolish of me. This chucklehead is going for an attack that might actually hit. Might. Get the fuck out of here. A. Which is funnier because it's an A-code chip. Let's go in here. And here we are in the undernet. Things are looking different. We got different music. The theme is kind of similar in some regards to... well, actually quite a few of the themes through the game, but... the undernet themes through the series, but... this bit in particular reminds me of the BN3 undernet theme a little bit. And this guy explains us a new mechanic where we will see just enemy navis grouped in with some of our foes, and they have heavily randomized chip drops. Poison stage in P code, that's not a super amazing choice for us, but it's pretty solid. I will accept it. I won't kick that out of bed, I tell you what. Tell you what, Bobby, that boy ain't right. Oh, wow, it didn't move. I'm kind of impressed. I've already talked to you. What am I doing? You go all the way up this left side here. What do you got, chump? Alright, yeah, there's a warp point in here. Otherwise, this area is designed to, first of all, be just as confusing as the undernets in the real Battle Network games, and second of all, to be basically impossible to get out of. Oh wow, they have 180 HP. I did not realize they were that chunky. But we've now fucked up the rhythm of that one cannon just a little bit. And you know what? Let's complete this battle using area grabs. Give me that Giga Ray Gun C. I think the codes we need to do the PA for those are C, D, E. I think that... Well, I can actually look in the library and see what the chip codes are for that thing. I should remember to use all the functionality of the game. That might be a helpful idea. I haven't really had a good chance to show off the these Dragonfly Chuckleheads, so let's give them a little bit of time here. Yeah, they target multiple panels and they shoot fairly weak shots at you. Everybody, wait. And I got stunned out of my attack. That's great. These things are shockingly irritating. Not sure about struggling, but definitely taking a lot of hits that I shouldn't. Alright, so we've got another version of the Lancer here. I think I'm streaming at 30, but I'm playing it. Is it? The FPS is, like, not 100% stable. It might be on your end. I don't know how it looks compared to, how the preview looks compared to the actual game. I'm gonna try leaving this window on top-ish so that way I can see if I'm dropping frames, which, so far, I am not. It's not like the other day when I was doing Grand Order and the frame rate was, the amount of frames I was dropping was more than 1%. I'll say that. It was kind of unfortunate, but also it was just Grand Order. It's not like it was a super graphically intense game or anything. And that's perfectly okay. That is the result we wanted, in fact, to try and get a little bit of damage in. There we go. I'll figure out the order. Yeah, the frame rate is not an exact 60, but it is a... It basically is sitting somewhere between 58 and 60 most of the time. The game is not, like, super stable in terms of frame rate, but it usually is very tiny fluctuations. I do love a good old-fashioned maze level here. Anyway, here we go. We get our first instance of finding wild navies. So let's do what we usually do here. Start the fight off this way. Is there a reason I'm not 60? If I'm not streaming at 60, it's because I was concerned that Twitch wouldn't let me, I think. Because that used to be a thing that it was like, well, you're not going to be allowed to look too good unless you're a certain level of big titty streamer where you are making them Caleb Hart money or Big John money or any of that. You know, if you're not making them transphobic douchebag money, well, if it ended, then I will make sure that I update my settings forthwith. Speaking of computer stuff, I should be able to get myself a 1080 Ti very soon. Noticeable when things flicker. Gotcha. So yeah, that will absolutely put a bit of a spring in my ability to stream / record Risk of Rain 2, among some other things. Again, I still think it's kind of fucked that, like, yeah, even though Risk of Rain 2 is really good looking, that game has issues letting me record at 60. That is indeed what I am going to make an attempt for, but goodness knows what the exact one that I will be getting. I just know not a Zotac, obviously, because we've pretty much spent the last several months of when I said that I was gonna do it, basically just ripping on Zotac nonstop. And I'm pretty sure that it's deserved, so... Fucking Zotac, Jesus. Go back to whatever dimension an alien called Zotac comes from, I guess. Does that sound terrible out of context? Yes. Yes, it does. No need to switch here. So, I suspect that Zotac is, like... Even this sounds like it would cause the machine to flare up a little bit, but my brain is kind of going, if you want a super budget mining rig. Or that. Oh, he blocked it! You bastard! How dare you use strategy? Yeah, I was like, wait a second, that sounds like a good way to get the machine to go absolutely on fire. And I went the wrong way again. Cool. Guys, I'm lost. I am lost as fuck right now. Yeah, fair enough. I will admit that my Bitcoin mining related knowledge, oh, we got shonked, is like mostly it exists because Bitcoin, for various reasons, never properly captured my attention. And then it turned out that, like, 80% of the people that I know who were into BitTorrent were, exactly the sort of people that you would kind of expect to be using it for shadier purposes. There he is, gated off. God, I would kill for a map function right now. This is unfortunately not, the version of 5 for the DS, so I'm a little fuckoed there. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, I was gonna say, let's wait for him to walk up, and then it did not do any such thing. And fuck you and your Shadow Ball as well. I might take a look at that just out of, just out of interest and experimentation, because I do already enjoy the look of vanilla FF14. Hey, who's this Chungus? Back of the area, okay. Oh, we got the doofy little tiny overworld sprite as a thug here. Ooh, crap. Crap that up pretty crappy. Yeah, I know. Words, I'm not good at them. And that Earth Wave was completely unnecessary at that point, but we got a Magi Bomb in Z code, which sounds really kind of useless, I'm sure, but it's actually pretty good in a lot of these games. It's just mostly swords most of the time, not like, oh, here's an explosive that I think is that cluster bomb attack that we were getting hit by. I'd like to not get hit by that because it's Earth Element. Ah! Dodge! Fuck. And that's not the problem. I have to remember that, again, this is not Pokemon. Ground does not do additional damage to poison. It's electric and fire. For reasons. Oh, someone having problems? Oh, it's this goon. I'm sure I can take this group. Blubsters. Just immediately think of Bubsy for the Jaguar for some reason. Oh, sure. Let's all torture the Blubster. As if anyone wants to torture Bubsy, right? As if anyone would want anything to do with Bubsy. If they could avoid it. Bubsy streams? Maybe one day. Bubsy is definitely a strong source of humor for me, so I don't see why it wouldn't happen. It's just that I do have to finish the other games that I have lined up at the moment before I even look at that. I don't know, man. There's not much point in killing this. Yeah, sure. Kindness. Let's call it that. Virus Ball. Okay, gotcha. The Japan underscore. Gotcha. Pinchy, yeah, sure. Let's call him that. Yeah, I mean, the guy does know that we can kick his ass, so at least there's that. Alright, we get more of these goofuses, and we get a new enemy sprite in here, so that's interesting, I suppose? Really need that cold air, so let's this, and he walked through that. Fuck you, man. Right, can you line up with me? There we go. Good work on that counter. I do like seeing the enemy get knocked back a square at the time. Just, oh, I punched him so hard. silver knife in C code. That is... It's usable, actually. It's like, that sounds like trash, and then I realized, oh no, I actually can do something with that. Never mind. I'm not very smart. Go ahead and erase that fucker. And yeah, we are blessedly immune to panel effects, so we can just do this. Hey, Bubble Blaster 2 in B code. B usually is one of the more useful codes. In this game, well, it's got a lot of utility stuff, but definitely missing a few things here and there. Notably, a complete lack of any navies, if I remember correctly, so that is quite unfortunate. Right, can you line up in the middle, please? There we go. Unfortunately, I had to take a hit for that, but... we got some really good damage in there, all told. Because I'm pretty sure we got the counter on that Aura Sword as well. That was super great. Yeah, 2 different undersquares. Yeah. Again, kind of referencing Shanboard stuff. Which is kind of a common reference for a lot of these, is that, you know, people will be like, oh, it sort of represents something very similar to a lot of Chan culture, and I mean, for a kid's game, yeah, I guess the undernet in the Battle Network games is kind of like Chan boards. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here that we can check out. Usernames are banned. Yeah, see, it basically is 4chan. Or wherever people do them now. Found a dark chip smuggler hiding in the undernet earlier. Well, that's something to check out. However, the undernet is 10 areas, so that's not very helpful. I love this! This is fantastic. This is just... the pinnacle of art, really. Damn, I wish I was as good at that as... like, it's also a lot funnier because, like, down here, the lawnmower is... it's all W's being run over. And in Japanese, the www is basically the equivalent of lol, because the word for it starts with a W sound. So it's like a bunch of people just lolling or getting run over by this little fella's tractor. Anyway, what do we got here? Useful, but only bad guys can use them without any huge drawbacks. Oh, look at that typo. I wonder if that's what the next post is going to be about. Yep. I mean, I think that info is pretty good on a story level. Buying a second virus ball, the seller is gone. Dang. What's poppin'? Minimal. We're basically in internet heck, and we're reading the message boards. Virus attack power, error fragments. This is explained. Countering heat, elec, or earth viruses. Aqua and leaf give freeze fragments, and basically non-elemental stuff. And I guess poison would give bug fragments, yeah. I'm reading internet forums within video game. It is true, it's what I'm doing. Firing a chain gun. We don't have one of those yet. We should do that. Countering your friend's custom navies. You get 10 at once. That's pretty nice, but unfortunately, doing anything with this with multiplayer would be a bit of an issue. There's nothing encouraging about that. Absolutely not. This is ROM navy. Surface. Yes, we know about that already, guys. Well, I mean, I don't want to be around the internet pigs either. It's actually dead. Yeah, we've seen Yorihime just ambush a couple of punks and murder them for no good reason. I'm enjoying the fact that a lot of these people are just, well, what you'd expect, really. How much money do we have? Oh, we have none. We can't even get a link at this point. That sucks. Yeah, obviously there's not going to be, like, the surface stuff here to do crime busters or anything. Alright, minus add-ons. This is a thing that I've explained. Weaken your Navi in exchange for more points to respec in the add-on menu. A teensy bit risky. Yeah, some of these are really fucking brutal. Let's have a look here at some of these. Well, we've got a couple of these basic just stat ups. HP minus 100. This gives us back 3 hertz. It's max HP minus 100. What do you expect? Custom Pain. This is the one that I usually use. It does 5 damage to you when the custom screen opens, but you get a decent chunk of stuff back. Junk Buster. You get way less back compared to this, which is hilarious because games of this ilk are just naturally suited toward the only hit point that matters is the last one. And this gives your Buster a chance to just fail the fire, which is a problem if you're very Buster-oriented. And that's all there is for sale here. I thought there were more. That's probably another shopkeeper. Alright, what's this guy have? Stuff that's too expensive for us, but we can take a look anyway. Or Sword 2. Basically, it's the same thing as our other one, but it fires 2 sword beams, so that's nice. And there's our Shotgun 3. I can do up to 180 damage, so that's pretty solid. Unfortunately, it costs more than we have by a wide margin. Charge Cannon 1. I haven't really used this, but it can do a pretty good amount of damage, as you can see there. 200 for the charge up. If you can call your shot appropriately, it is really good. Ghost Body. I code. This is another reason why we use I with at least one folder. Shadow Body. I explained this earlier. It sucks. It doesn't do the main thing that you would want it to do. And at 15k, that's pretty expensive. It's basically just, if you're that skilled at dodging things, then go for it. And Sync Body. I have never used this before, but damage taken is dealt to enemies as well, it says. So hopefully that is correct. We may get a chance to see that at some point. Paladin Lance. R code 220 for a 2-tile punch. That's pretty good. So, where is that Chucklehead again? Because, did we talk to this person yet? No, we did not. Look at this weirdo. That sounds like a bit of an issue, but, gave it to us anyway. Dark Ray Gun C. Uh-oh. Oh no, it makes us evil. It's drugs, basically. That's how it was described, the dark chips in the original series. Somebody described them as being, oh, they're basically a drug metaphor. And, like, yeah, in a sort of terrible Saturday morning cartoon show way, I guess. But it turns out it doesn't do anything to Shanghai because, hey, wow, she's kind of evil. Who would have guessed? She just is doing what happens to be right pretty much by random chance most of the time. So, yeah, that happened. Let's get back to the story where we're finding out about virus taming, which is a thing that I guess kind of matters. Square's secret hideout. Uses a kind of compression that corrupts the Navi's soul data when it's decompressed. Whatever you say. Again, as I've said before, the Battle Network series really is just kind of like normal RPGs, but they use computer terms for things often. And yeah, felt like you were separated when you held it, but that's it. Send us an email if you learn anything else. And yes, there we go, the virus ball chip. I mean, we should be able to check from the name data that things are a little bit different. And the fact that it only does 10 damage. Alright, so we can learn that stuff from the menu. Used to sell them, gotcha. Place to put the virus managing equipment. Open area, okay. Gotcha. Is that going to open up the debug area? We got an email. So, real quick, let's have a quick look at this. Well, yeah, we can see the virus ball. It's useless, but it lets us get more viruses to basically have as little in-battle helpers. 10 damage, and it's a thrown chip. You know, it's standard, 3 panels ahead, slow as hell. So, getting them is a little bit of a points for style kind of thing, so goodness knows I'm not going to do it. This Dark Ray Gun. More pain, more gain, evil shot. You can see that it's the all caps description, and it's another chip, but in a different palette. So, in the original Battle Network series, these were not available to be shoved into a folder until Battle Network 5, and only showed up in 4 and 5. When you used them, they would take away 1 of your max HP permanently, and would reduce an in-game sort of light versus dark karma type of stat. And this would have various special effects on you. In 4, if you got evil enough, you were able to just pull out dark chips from the beginning of the battle, which is highly dangerous. And you wouldn't be able to use the double soul mechanic, which is a clumsy, awkward version of the style system that we have in this game that is kind of awful, so it's a fair trade-off, but being only able to get to 500 HP after enough dark chip use kind of sucks. And you do a lot of fighting in these games, so it would not be unlikely to happen. In this game, they're basically just the equivalent of the Giga Chips from the older games, where you're allowed 1 of the category per folder, because, as described, Shanghai is not a great person, so she doesn't feel the effects of evil things for some reason. It's a bit contrived, but okay. Let's jack out, and we're going to go back in, and we're going to see what is the deal with some of this area, if anything is updated. Because it seems like the kind of point when you would get update of this sort. Alright, so yeah. And it looks like a Game Boy Advance SP, which I do kind of like. I have a strong affection for the GBA SP. Yeah, you just sell wallpapers, no big deal. You're just here to talk. I swear, I think it's probably on the other side of the field here. Yeah, I've already talked to you. You're just a tutorial. I forgot. It probably is, like, something that branches off of this room. I don't... I guess... Unless it's somewhere we have to, like, walk through the walls or something? No, it is not. So we just haven't unlocked the debug zone yet. Again, I know it's a thing that happens before you finish the final boss. I just don't remember when. So, let's save our game and move on to the next plot point. I mean, I'm sure we'll be able to eventually make friends with the kid. It might happen. There is a non-zero chance, I suppose. But only just. Being a little early here? Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of this. Avoiding us. Oh, well that's a pain. Saying she was bullied. Gotcha. Transfer schools a lot. I mean, that you're kind of an asshole, Shanghai, but we've mentioned already. Which link gate? Well, carry on. And we get names for these NPCs who don't really matter. Did you get lost? Well, there's only 2 maps that we know of, aside from the side rooms, so... Well, okay, no, 3, pardon me. Amazing. Something on the blackboard. Ruh-roh. Oh boy, it's the same setup as the second scenario from Battle Network 1. Kind of. Not quite. It's a similar idea, though, because, like... Oh. Well, that's not similar at all. There was no electrocution in that game. How is the door electrified? I feel like that would have to be a function that was installed in this somehow? Or related to one? I guess the doors are made of something that is a strong conductor? Back into the school network if you had a teacher's ID. Well, we're a little screwed there. Alright. High voltage current. We can't go through the door. Let me pass by the NPC. The windows are electrified. Does any one of you have anything made of, like, rubber? And nobody has any ideas except for jacking to the blackboard that we can't get into. And I'm sure that that's equipped with a digital lock of some kind that we can't deal with. Alright, so nobody's got anything to say except I guess we just try to mash the R button, maybe? Check the desk. Oh, our teacher left her ID here. Well, that makes things a little bit easier. Let's see what we can do about this electricity issue here. Oh wow, look at all these nerds. All 5 of the unique navies here. There's a lot of important NPCs in this class. It's okay, I don't think that guy has any sort of cool side. Access rights. Okay. That's sort of a gimmick. Student at the school to sign access rights. Well, I guess it makes sense. Alright, so everybody is splitting off from here. We have to go down the white path. You know, this is at least not as nonsensical as a lot of things in the mainline series, so... It's basically just hit switch, unlock path. Plus, I actually kind of like the music in this area. And then, right up until we get into an enemy encounter here. Oh, that enemy just walked right into that sword attack for us. That's nice. get us some big old death ray action here. 24. So we can quite easily get rid of that. We're reducing our overall damage a little bit, but we're improving flow, so that makes things easier on us. Take a regular up 1. Hit the blue switch. We probably have to go back to the main central area there. Alright, we've got this enemy here, the Raijin. Raijun, I guess, opposed to Raijin. Again, thankfully backed into the projectile. Like, wow, the enemies are being very generous here right now. Those enemies drop the first version of a chip that we're going to use a lot once we get to a certain point in the story. Both by virtue of being strong and fitting into a code that works pretty nicely. And look at that attack range. That is pretty terrifying, especially if you're knowledgeable enough about the lore of the game series to realize, oh shit, that's literally an attack that only the final boss in Battle Network 3 used before. Granted, not all of it, but still. Or, not Battle Network 4, pardon me, Battle Network 3. What the hell am I saying? Oh no, I'm not very smart. Who would have guessed? Hey, this doesn't need double stun. It doesn't even need a single stun, obviously, but why not? Hey, 150 recovery chip. That's all right. Probably won't get used, but it's all right. A couple more gel pack 2s. Fairly easy enemies to hash out here. Fix the hash of. See, that's not a good code for that. Dang it. The M version of that Hakero 2 is actually used for a PA, I think. I just don't remember what all else is actually used for it, because I am mortifyingly awful at remembering a lot of this stuff. I've looked it up multiple times before, but I'm very forgetful. Oh, that double was nice. Oh, it did get stunned. I was about to be like, that's not getting stunned from that attack, from the lightning strike there. That up. And there's a gate over here. Let's just try examining it and see if it tells us anything. Because often they will. Or so I hope, at least. Hey! End code. Ugh. Door's closed. Oh. Thanks, kid. Nice to see you, Eureka. Alright. So I think we're done here. I'm going to do a quick check to make sure that we didn't miss an item. Yeah, I would have been over on that side, so we're good. We're good. I just was confused as to what that was. E, C, D. And let's get a high M cannon in here. Alright, so we can now get out. School server is being hacked. We've kind of guessed that, I guess. PC room, staff room. So apparently there's something important just hanging out in the school for some reason. Well, again, not that weird compared to the locations in a lot of the Battle Network games, and saying that even in a lot of those, there was funky stuff in the... There was important stuff in the school servers at various points. It's kind of a tradition, I guess. I see Marissa over there. And we've got a new enemy once again. We've got the Massliger, which is a pretty great name, actually. You know, like a play on Mass Driver. It does not attack until you attack it, at which point it becomes really pissed off and basically starts trying to blow down your entire field. And sadly, we got the Elefang in A code, which is usable, but again, it doesn't really fit together the way I want it to. Seed cannon and C, that's alright, I guess. Yeah, I just explained that already, Marissa. Don't worry. I'm ahead of you this time. But only by virtue of the fact that it actually showed up before you were able to explain that. Oh, perfect! Didn't dodge far enough. I'll take that Railgun 1G. I don't think we bought any of those from the shop at the place at Genso Square, so we have those in our collection now. That's nice. That is good shit. $300 Zenny, that's pretty decent from a virus fight, so can't even be mad. And 2 items over here. That is a layout that we haven't seen in a bit of a while, huh? And let's clear out the Massliger, and let's get... Yes, there we go. That's the first of our many I-code Elefangs, and that is going to be a big part of... well, we'll find out more at the end of this dungeon, that's for sure. Hey! Hey! Surprised I landed that counter. That was not even my intention. Yeah, okay. Actually, back to the start. Shit. I'm going to assume that I want to go back to where the red area was. And here we get our second version of the ref tile here called the Reflex. Not to be confused with the Duran Duran song. Or anything that involves the use of the word reflex, obviously, but very specifically the arrangement of words, the Reflex. Oh, I believe that lizard is having a little bit of trouble. I've tried feeling bad for it, but, well... Hey, get over here. Get over here! I think Reflex's shield is... you get healed when you reflect an attack? Okay, I am now not 100% sure where I go from here. Also, yes, if you're thinking these arrangements are getting a little bit on the boring side, I do agree with you that we're seeing a lot of the same enemies now and, like, very much the same few physical setups for them, which is very unfortunate to say the least, because there's a surprising amount you can do with those 3x3 tiles. I guess. And here, we get to just pull out a Mega Halberd for 600 damage to almost the entire field. It is unfortunately very much an almost. Scram. Making me take the worst chip. And making me take that long. Jeez. What a pain in the butt. Alright, so this is better. This is an arrangement that, terrible draw aside, is not very easy to just be like, hey, yeah, I can just solve this instantly. Get into place. I did that a little late. Didn't even need the max gauge. That's fine, though. Take that double. Shit, I don't know off the top of my head how to get here. Round? Good gravy. I would really love a map feature, but I think I've mentioned that already. Yeah, that is what the Mass Liger does when you attack it. It gets absolutely stark raving offended. And just, it's like, I'm not pleased with this development whatsoever. And, yes. Right, come on, get into place. Yes! 600! Ooh, that's pretty solid. We're gonna be making a nice chunk of cash here in this dungeon. You know, that's fair. Games like these can definitely wear on people. I just am not 100% sure why I started in on RPGs either. Like, it just happened that way that I was really into them. Take way more chips than necessary, just because why not at this point? Oh, right. I somehow just ignored this path entirely, because my brain shut off, I guess. So never let me be accused of being intelligent, I suppose. I guess we all have our moments, really. Right? Just... sometimes the brain just decides, I don't feel like it today. Oh, the lizard is going to be having a bad, well, 10 seconds there. Even less than that, it got out of that pretty fast. I will gladly accept all those counters. 3K. This way. Yeah, we know about how the lizards work. Although they are hardly the only barrier-making enemy here, so... One, two. And... C code. Meh. It works, actually, because it's an electric attack, and with Cerno, we would want a lot of ice panels to make sure that she can pierce. So... that's less bad than I'm acting like it is. It's a viable combo. It's not necessarily one that I'm likely to use. Good for you, buddy. All of these draws are definitely, sort of very much the same few attacks over and over and not really giving me what I want here. Like, wow, no wide sword there? That's unfortunate. And there's Spannerman. And the edge here. Grab us a Step Sword. I might put that in there. Those are pretty fun. They do pretty decent damage. I don't think that's fast enough to get a double, but we're trying. Nope. And we still got I code. That's good. Here come some free enemies. And they are not really very impressive. So let's do this. Yeah, we're throwing away 2 area grabs, folks. This is probably uncharted territory for at least one person in the audience who... I assume that I've attracted the attention of at least 1 to 2 people who have played this game before. Who'll just be like, wow, that's some wild strategy you're using. And, I mean, I guess a little bit. It is a little unorthodox. So the heater is pretty worthless, it just sets traps. So, not a big deal, just don't get hit. Don't walk into the landmines. Oh, that gate is, like, stuck. Uh-oh. This motherfucker coming in from Fire Emblem 7. Ooh. And the animation is censored. Damn. Well, we don't get to see him copying the attack of the final boss from the first game. RIP. I didn't hate you or anything. Wow. Ooh, okay. Card reader near the storage room. Okay. Gotcha. Log out. And yeah, that Druid man looks like he's not going to be a complete wimp or anything when we fight him. He doesn't look like he has a crippling weakness to electric attacks that are really easy to hit him with or anything. Alright, so we need to hit all the terminals in order to get... Well, what else is new? I guess they're just telling us what the layout is going to be like. Alright. There you're up, and... Oh, really? You're going to do that? You're just going to ignore being stunned to do the thing? What a complete asshole. I can't even be like... I suppose I can't be dissatisfied with enemies using strategy. Yeah, we know how to fight electric enemies. Which means I'm going to continue not using those strategies. As we get our phalanx here. Oh. The spear felt like it's getting stunned constantly, so we're not going to be able to do what we wanted to deal with that fight, but oh well. It is what it is. Sometimes it cannot be helped. Blue terminal. That's a chip that I don't really remember what it does. Cure and prevent against statuses. That's... Well, first of all, prevent against is a little bit of a chunky wording, but it's... That sounds kind of useful in certain situations, which means that I will forget to use it in those situations. Oh, we weren't fast enough to deal with that. Dang. Oh well. Green terminal. I think this is about to get me an electric chain, not an electric fang, which is what I want, but it's worth trying. Yep, Ella chain. Damn it. $5K. That's our money looking like right now. 17,000. That's pretty good. That's a decent pickup. Okay. Red terminal. I don't think there's another one here, but we'll have a quick scan. Yeah, I usually stream about 3 hours, which I don't know. For some reason, that always seemed like it was the right amount of time to stream. I blame seeing a lot of other streamers that streamed for like 3 hours and just getting that in my head at some point. So I do want to see what this does. Oh, we just jump out of the way until we hit A again. That's fantastic. That's pretty good. I knew that this style was, like, kind of ridiculous, but I didn't realize it was that level of busted. Damn. The Night Lance is probably just going to be the lance with more damage. Oh, you sure did. What's the damage look like on that thing? 160. That's pretty good for this part of the game, but it's in a code that's really hard to use. So, yeah, that's how balancing these games works, basically. Yeah, look at that attack range on the Electric Fang. Once we start getting those out, they're going to be fantastic. Normal stage E, that is basically the same as the repair chip from the main games, but it's not in Asterisk, and it clears the entire field. So, Mildly disappointed, but whatever. Alright, are you completely guarded? Yes. Damn it. Doing that. Mistake. Oh, wow. I'm fucking this up. Oh, disappointment exists everywhere. Leers. Disappointment is a common thing in life in all of its forms. That's all I got for the moment. Heck. Alright, come on. Line up better. That's what we like to see. Unfortunately, hitting all enemies at once results in... My wayward son is played by a mariachi band. Yep. Fantastic. Ooh, this chode. Yeah, unfortunately, Druid Man is going to be a little bit rough for us to fight at this juncture. Just by virtue of him being kind of tanky. Even though I've just been like, oh yeah, he's the worst boss ever. Druid Man is kind of a wimp, but 2000 HP is still a lot to deal with at this point in the game. So I'm perfectly fine with letting someone else chase him off. Placing the landmine in. Go have neck pain in the comfort of your bed. Fantastic. You have a nice evening there, Mark. And, you know, sleep well and all of that, as usual. You shouldn't need to stun. Ghost body, walk forward. Alright, come on, buddy. Get in a place where I can actually... There we go. Better. Yes! Very nice. That's what we wanted. And there's an item over there. Here's some enemies we don't really care too much about. Yay! Just sit here for a bit while they just fart around, I guess. I could absolutely have done that a lot easier by just picking the two Mega Ray Guns or whatever they are. Yeah. But instead, I decided to go for things the longer way. For whatever reason. And that's a thing that we've gotten like a billion of at this point, so thanks, game. Don't really need that. Again, I'm always happy for when the game is just like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna give you this one for free. Hey, we got another style change already. What are we getting? Oh, yes, we got something pretty busted here. Doctor Style. An Earth element, too, which is... it's pretty alright. Start with 6 chips, can add up to 12. You can select up to 6 chips per turn, allowing for 2 PAs. But honestly, just the fact that you can select an extra chip per turn is fantastically busted. This is going to be... Well, first of all, we're gonna cut through all this and... You know, just to make sure that we have them bred, because, meh. Who cares about that stuff? We're going in here. Change style. That is already selected for us, and that is going to be what we start every fight with for the rest of the game. Because, good fucking lord. When you switch styles during the turn, you don't lose any of the benefits until the turn switches. Until the turn starts properly, rather. So if we select 6 chips, we don't get our last one cut off or anything. Allowing us to continue to do silly shit with the rest of the turn, like do something like this. Well, we only have 5 chips, so I can only kind of demonstrate it, I guess. But yeah, you can see, menu's back to normal now. It would be expanded if we were still in dock style, but that's fine. We got what we wanted out of it. Unfortunately, we didn't get the good draws we want, but good enough. We get to demo why it's so stupid, and we're going to get to use it for the next boss. And then she gets that Crash Link chip at a much different code? No. Pretty sure that's the same code. Ripperino. Also, look at this weird electric thing over here. Ooh. That was some smart placement on this enemy's part. I will give it that. Because for us to be able to tornado it, we would have to step into that landmine, and we don't want to do that. That's one way to force us to get bad drops, I guess. So if I remember correctly, we are almost done with this dungeon. And I guess I'll show off the chart shot of the Doctor style. Well, I should probably have done it from further back. Which, in fact, I'm going to do. Alright, so we'll charge up. Alright, now, big wind up on it, and you shoot this gigantic syringe. It causes status effects, but it's not very strong. But of course, the Doctor style is based on using chips to attack, so what would you really expect, I guess? At least in that department. And I forgot the order that my hand was in, but okay. We'll do this the dumb way. Green terminal, that should let us get over to the gray terminal over there. Gotta admit, I'm a little tempted to run here just because is not a great draw, but it will do in a pinch. And yeah, you might think that this would lead to some kind of frustrating encounters. These two eaters or whatever they were called. Crushers, I think. I admit that I've forgotten already. But they can only have one landmine out at a time. Yeah, Crasher, there we go. They're restricted to a single mine, so even 3 of them will only block up a third of your field. And if you get penned in, just wait. It'll fix itself. Let's get a quick save and check out this gate. Some device on the network is frozen. Coming from the PC room. Brought your old computer to the storage room a while ago. Gotcha. Might still be on the network. Restart the old computer. I mean, again, that doesn't make any less sense than anything else in Battle Network. Oh, look! Oh, look! Hey, very poorly hidden because of the isometric perspective. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright, well, that happened. Terminal. Doesn't work. What? Oh, don't stand in the line of those things. I think that's a bad idea. Yeah, I told you not to. Oh, it's you. Nice scarf. Nice hat, too. Iku. Naming might not be a good one, but... you know. It is what it is. Yeah, they're objects in the main overworld. You can't do anything to them. Oh, well. Other navies can, but okay. Alright, boss fight time. Let's make this quick-ish, I guess. And painless, painful, however we want to do this. Alright, so 1000 HP looks a little bit scary because that's... well, actually, we fought enemies with more, but... it looks a little bit worrisome. It's not that bad, don't worry. She's going to just drift up and down the back column and be immune to stun. And she's got... oh, I didn't realize that she did that drill punch. I did not remember that at all. Otherwise, she just does a lot of lightning strike attacks. And they can be kind of fast moving and hard to dodge. Basically, though, she's pretty much just Thunderman from 2, although with one of the attacks from Drillman from 3, which we'll get to see later on. Right, stop blinking, please. Yeah, there we go. She does Drillman's drill drive attack, which remains kind of... Oh, fuck off! That was not my intent. I got an extra input there. That was very not great. You'll also see that it is shockingly hard to hit things that move up and down a column smoothly like this. And that worked out perfectly. 400 damage on that last attack. And there is the big Navi chip that's going to end up being the core of the I-code folders, Iku. We will have a look at that in a moment. After this little bit of cutscene here. So basically they told you to... I feel like this is kind of similar to a type of story where it's like, well, if you want to show how cool you are, you'll, you know, do something really stupid. I feel like this is actually how a lot of online radicalization happens nowadays. Oh, it's you again. I mean, we could just do this the regular person way, instead of you trying to kill someone who was baited into this by, you know, some jerk-off edgelord on the internet, who probably is, like, 19 years old and doesn't know anything. Which sounds a little old to not know things, but I've been through college. I realized I didn't know shit when I was 19. I barely knew shit when I got out of college. Jeez. That's a good question. She's already shown that she doesn't care about murdering civilians. Oh, and all the NPCs show up as well. Oh, yeah, now you suddenly have an issue with it, and you're going to try to do things in a normal person way. Well. Okay, sure. Oh, hey, it's this little nerd. As the whole gang of nerds are just like, hey, let's... be fair. It's actually kind of sweet, but again, there's still just that little bit of bathos associated with the fact that the cop wants to murder us, so... Or just completely cool with murdering civilians. And just suddenly decided, oh, that's too many civilians for me to murder. That's not how police work in real life. Didn't I kill her? Didn't I kill Medicine's ghost earlier? Come on. Medicine out here probably getting the most screen time in anything Toho related ever. I'm just talking about my stream, not this game in specific. Oh, torrents, you say? What's the matter? You afraid to go on a torrent site? You're not going to get viruses from that shit. Don't be stupid. Oh, no, it's a bunch of other weird things. Oh. Alright, so instead of subjecting everybody to a nice long cutscene, I'm going to almost belch on stream again, and I'm going to pop open my folder, and I'm going to point at this. 100 damage. This is a pretty good start here for level 1. Piercing line of lightning strikes 3 rows ahead. Yes, it hits the column 3 ahead of you, and I believe it pierces through iframes. So you can stack a ton of damage with this. But you combine this with Elefang, which can hit, like, the entire field. There's a lot of other really solid stuff in iCode that it does very well at covering most of the board and being very hard to dodge. And also a lot of it is electric element, so any poison or water types just get absolutely laid out and demolished by it. In fact, let me have a look at our code register, or code listing here. We got a cold air 2 that can hit for 90 damage to an enemy on the back row. Gravity ball, that's like 120. That's decent. 80 damage from that, which sounds pretty low, but it hits almost the entire field if you use it right at the front. It only doesn't hit the 2 panels in the middle row. Ghost body, we don't have to rely on asterisks for those. Biospray, meh. And then whatever we have in asterisk. So, yeah, overall, pretty decent. So, yeah, nice to get that. And that's all I'm going to stream for the day. Let's stop recording here.